Welcome to Culturally Incorrect, the podcast where two friends dive into the ordinary, turning the mundane into a humorous adventure.
Join us for laughter, candid conversations, and a dose of friendship as we explore the everyday topics that make life truly basic.
We're your hosts, Ken.
And Z.
We're here to turn your everyday into a fun-filled conversation.
So grab the drink of your choice, put on your headphones, and let's chat. Welcome to another episode of Culturally Incorrect. In today's episode, we find out why driving in Jersey is a gamble and why Ken spent 2 years as a junior in high school.
Hey Z, what's going on, girl? How are you doing? How was your week?
It was a pretty good week. I got a lot of work done this week, some personal things as well. So it was pretty good. Yourself?
I mean, it's another week. I just they told me how much it's gonna cost to fix my car, so I'm just and just trying to figure out, why life keeps throwing me these little curveballs. I get up, and then it just drags me back down. I'm like, oh man, I'm good, and then no, you're not good. Just
Car repairs are never like that, where you're just like, oh yeah, whatever, it's no split.
yeah,
No, it's always a
cough over some of that money. And then I figured out, like, I'm driving, and I realized that from you ever have one of those like childhood things that you grow up doing and you realize that you shouldn't be doing it. So even when I started driving, I used to carry my wallet in my left side, and so when I drove, I always leaned to the right so it wouldn't hurt my butt cheek. And so I've been doing that for 20 some odd years, right? Leaning to the right when I drive. I don't sit straight up. So I think that's why the right side of my back is like acting funny, because I put all my weight when I drive
yeah.
on my right butt cheek, and my left butt cheek doesn't get anything. So so I think that's where I'm at right now, trying to figure it out, trying to get this back to act right.
Listen, there is nobody who will understand back pain better than me. I think I struggle with back pain since. Ooh, let's not tell my age. Let's just go and say over 15 years consistently, and like 17 years with some intermittent pain. But yeah, man, if you basically taught your back to slouch,
Mm-hmm.
right, and so your back's like, this is what we do now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, terrible. What else? What else? What else can we talk about your childhood? Because I mean, childhood. That you start driving when?
I started driving. Oh man, so I started driving.
Okay,
At,
you finna say
yeah.
age that you not
Oh
supposed
man, I don't care. You can tell I'm 47 years young, old. I don't know, man. My body's falling apart. My mind is the mind of a toddler, but my body is definitely at the age I am or older.
to.
But man, my mom didn't want me to drive. She flat out told me no.
Oh wow.
She said that you can't get a license. So I turned 16, 17, and I was cool with it at 16, 17. Trenton ain't but so big, right? You can walk everywhere. You can get anywhere you want in like 30 minutes, right? So I wasn't
Yeah.
no not stressing about it or whatever. So I was a junior, and yeah, she was like, yeah, no, not happening. So I kind of sucked it up. I was like, all right, we good. And then my senior year came around, I was, A's, B's, and I was doing real good. And I'm like, Mom, can I just get my license? She's like, no, I'm not paying that insurance. I'm not getting you a car, and I don't trust you. And I'm like,
That's what I was gonna ask. Was it like her fear,
fair
or
enough.
was it?
Well, I mean, trust is developed, right? And it can be lost. And I feel like sometimes, I did some
Way to be a
suspect,
man about it. I appreciate
yeah,
that. I appreciate that.
some suspect things that happens. It's okay. So,
Oh man, I thought you
so
were gonna say like, oh, I started driving when I was
Oh
13.
no, 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 no. So I think at 16, 17, well, it was like, well, probably 17. Um, I actually went and passed the test on my own. Didn't tell my mom, and then I had my friend who had a
Trust. I
car. Yeah,
thought we were
yeah.
talking about
God,
trust.
trust that. So then I had my friend who had a car. They would take me around and show me how to drive, right? So I'd
Mm-hmm.
practice in their car and whatnot, and then eventually I went and took my driver's test and got my driver's license. So
That's
it was my senior year before I actually got a license to drive, so and rightfully so. I don't think I was mature enough before then. I don't think I was mature enough at then to have a driver's license. To be truthful, I did some dumb stuff, and I was like, I'm glad I survived that. Yeah.
listen. I don't know. Thankfully, my mom and my grandma were like, "Yeah, get out there." And I learned to drive when I was 14. Took the test as soon as I could at 15 or 16. Got my permit, and then you got to get it. Well, in Pennsylvania, you have to get a certain amount of hours with your permit. So my brother would let me drive to school, um, and then got all my hours, and then took the test. But my grandma is the one who taught me how to drive. If you say taught, because uh, my mom didn't have patience. She was like, "No, no." But I learned from her, right? Just watching, because that's all it is, right? Picked it up, and yeah, man, I love my grandma for that
It is.
that 3 point turn.
It is definitely not just watching. I tell you what,
Well,
it is not.
I don't think it's just watching for manual cars, but for auto, heck yeah.
Hey,
Listen, I just watched a case on, what is it? What's Judge Judge
I don't know
Marion.
them judges. They got so many judges nowadays.
That, she been on for 20 something years. The Hispanic judge
I think I know who you're
for
talking
people's
about, but
court.
if it
Yeah,
ain't
man.
Judge Judy
This Oh
or
yeah, Judge Judy been on forever. So this little boy was only 7, and she asked him. He dented somebody's car, and she was
yeah,
like, "How did you know what to do?" He's like, "I just watched my mom."
yeah,
You just
yeah,
say, "Oh, the key goes here." Like, look who's talking. You remember that
yeah,
movie, right?
but but look, he dented the car. That's not driving. That's crashing. Z.
No,
That's not
I
driving.
mean
That's
the steps it
yeah,
takes to
yeah,
start the
but
car,
that's not
move
driving.
the car, and all that good stuff.
Like
So
now, if you'd have told me off the cop show, remember where with Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis. Now, if you'd have told me that one, that'd be a different story. Like they had the little clip where they stopped the little kid, and he's like, "What you doing?" And he's like, "I'm driving, bitch." That shit is the funny. That is the funniest clip that lives rent free in my head ever. He was he said, "You're not gonna do nothing to me because I'm a minor."
I do not remember that.
What? Oh
I
man,
have to go
we're
back
gonna have to
and
pull that up. I'm gonna
catch
pull
it.
that up and share that with you. But that was
Oh
probably
God.
the funniest thing ever, bro. Like, but no, that's not driving. It takes way more. It takes way more practice to pick up driving. And this is gonna age me because you talking about like you had to have a minimum amount of hours. Not when I was getting them. If I was getting it, you could take the tests and you could schedule your driver's test immediately and
Oh
go out
no.
there and just go. And then in Jersey, they don't do street courses. You know how, like everywhere else in the world, you go out on the
Mhm.
real street and you drive? Nah, nah, nah.
Mhm.
Jersey, they've got a little
A
court.
parking lot.
They've got a parking lot that's coned off. And you don't have
Any
to, well,
danger.
no, you don't have to even put your foot on the gas pedal. You can ride the brake the whole time through the course, and all you got to do is parallel park. You got to back up like 100 yards or
Okay,
something like that.
that explains a
And
lot.
when I tell you, all you have to do, like I rode the brake pedal the whole time. I
That
was just like,
explains.
do. I was driving Miss Daisy the whole time. There was zero
Okay,
acceleration.
absolutely
No,
not.
and
That
so
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
driving.
There's no weaving in, not none of
See,
that. So, and
I feel like too many places
it's
give just this crazy leeway, and that's why it's mayhem on the road.
still like that in Jersey nowadays. Like I went out there and I saw the course. I was like, oh man, they still doing the course on the parking lot. Well, it's not a park. It's a big section
Who
of
cares?
pavement,
It's not the
but
road,
it ain't no
and
yeah,
that's where you're going to
yeah.
go when
Ain't
you drive with other folks.
ain't no cars out there. Z, none.
You don't have to
Zero.
defend yourself against cones on the road.
Yeah, cones is what's dangerous, yo. There's too many cones out there. You gotta watch out for those cones.
Oh,
Yeah, yo, cones.
give me
And
a
you don't even
break.
park. You don't parallel park against cars. You literally just there's two trash cans that they put out or something. I think they were trash cans so that they're high enough so that you can see them, and you just back in and pull out. That's all. You do your K turn.
Ridiculous.
Boom, done.
Ridiculous. The only thing I like about Jersey and cars is the fact that y'all don't have to pump your own gas. Other than that, that right there is a true testament to why I don't like driving in Jersey.
So I will stand 10 toes down on Jersey is the best state in the union. I mean, I've been gone since I was 19, and when I go
Yeah,
back home, man,
yeah.
I'm like, man,
What?
I miss
And so
home.
why he left at 19 and didn't go back?
Because it's cold up
Jersey is
there.
the
It's
best.
cold. Jersey is the best, man. The clovers,
You stick to
look.
your guns.
Clovers,
Stick to your guns.
clovers are the best invention in the world. You know how you go on, you miss your turn, or you turn off on the wrong exit. You just get right back on, and just do your clover and get back on. You right back here down here, man. You miss your exit.
You got at least
10
10 miles.
miles later, you making a U-turn, and they don't even number them right. Like Jersey, every mile exit is the exit. Like, so if you're on mile 98, that's exit 98. Down here, it'd be exit 5. You done drove 105 miles from the last exit, and I'm like, what is going on, yo? Like, this is not exit 5. This is like, that was 20 minutes ago.
That is
I
so
passed
funny.
exit 4.
That is so true. You like, hold on, time out. What? Wait, where do I gotta get back on? No. Oh man, that's so true. But I mean, it's massive, so they can't have it mile by mile, right?
Yeah, I,
The numbers will be up in the
ain't
thousands.
so there ain't no 1,000 miles. It may be like 600 miles from tip to tip, but it ain't that bad.
I know you lying.
What are you talking about?
I said I know you lying.
Yeah, this is probably I do guarantee this is the only state you can drive 4 to 5 hours and still be in the state. Like you can probably drive 6 to 8. Be
Yeah, I
honestly,
think
if you're going all the way across 10 or all the way across 20.
I think I just saw, and I'd have to verify because I just saw a picture of it. Somebody was talking about um, it was a British guy talking about Texas and people complaining about, oh, I guess an American person asked a British person if they live close to London, and they were like, no. And he was like, everywhere that you live here is close to London in comparison to the US because they have states where you can drive for 11 hours and still be in that state. And he was talking about Texas. So I was
Yeah.
like, 11 hours? Jeez Louise.
Yeah, man.
So that could be. But yeah, man, it's real. I appreciate the fact that I got my license early. It was necessary. I needed independent, even though I didn't hardly use it. I
Hey,
still needed.
hey, I mean, yeah, like, I didn't need mine because it wasn't like I was going outside of the city, but it did come in handy during senior cut day when we went to the beach. So that was senior cut day thing. You went to Belmar or Point Pleasant, and you went to the Ferris wheel and all the stuff they have on the Jersey Shore and stuff like that. Because the Jersey Shore is real, man. It's a really nice place to do. And then senior cut day is up in June, and in June it's just starting to get warm. It ain't warm enough to get in the water yet, but it's warm and it's nice, and you can go out and you can do all the fairs and stuff like that. Yo,
Listen,
I let like I think senior cut day, I let one of my friends drive because we always like a caravan, man. It's like 20 cars driving out to the beach together because we literally checked into school because you got to get attendance. Attendance is mandatory. But then you left, and we all drove out, and
I'm here, but
and
really I'm not.
yeah, and this girl had her foot up on the dash while she's driving, and I'm like, girl, like I was scared, man. She was taking turns way faster than I was used to. I'm about to have a heart attack. I was like, yeah, I get it. This is my little Hyundai Excel. They don't make those no more. But I had me a little burgundy Hyundai Excel, and this shows you how poor I was. Because I got it from my mom, and it had little doilies that she had crocheted. Like
Hmm.
she had a little crochet doily. So I'm like a 17-year-old, kid with a Honda Excel with little doilies on my little my thing and on my chairs and stuff like that, but I didn't want to take them out because I felt bad. So I was like,
That's hilarious.
yeah,
A Hyundai Excel.
yeah, true story, man. But
Oh gosh, that's terrible. Yeah, no, I didn't do cut days and all that good
what?
stuff. No
How do
thanks.
you not do cut
Y'all didn't
days?
call me OSI for no reason. So OSI is a reference that military people
How do you not do
use.
cut
Huh?
days?
Because I follow the rule. Okay. One time I cut school and it was my sister-in-law's fault. Yes, I put her on blast. She was like, "Oh, she said she didn't feel good or something." She told me something because she knew I wasn't gonna cut. She knew I wasn't just gonna leave.
Yeah,
So she's like, "Oh, I need you to go with me to." I mean, she wasn't my sister-in-law at the time, right? But we went to the same school.
yeah.
She's my sister-in-law now. Um, and we left, and then after we left, she was like, "I'm good. Where we want to go?" I said, "Wait a minute." So we did. We cut school, man. That was I don't cut class for. No, thank you. I'm here to learn.
What do you mean for what? I literally, I I I don't know how Well, let me
I don't
rephrase
know
this.
how fast.
I know how it happened, but I didn't go to, like, I think it was 10th grade, man. 10th grade was rough for me.
What do you mean you
Cause
didn't
I
go
mean,
to
I
10th
mean, I
grade?
didn't.
Like that's a
I mean,
whole new school
literally, I
year.
didn't go to 10th grade. See, like high school was definitely,
I said I
yeah.
didn't go
High
to
s-
10th
high
grade.
school was like the best 5 years of my life. I'm telling you, like 10th grade was 10th
First
grade
of
was an
all,
issue, right? So here's what happened. I mean, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about childhood stuff, right? So,
oh Lord,
like I went to when I was a freshman, I played football, I wrestled, and I tried swimming. I did a whole bunch of sports, right? Problem was, this was me in high school. Like, this is year one of high school, and I'm not used to the lack of control. So they, on eighth period, when you have sports, when you play games, you miss eighth period. Like, they
hmm
don't make you go to that
yeah,
last period of the day. You
yeah,
get to cut that or not cut that, but you get
your
excused, and
curriculum,
yeah,
yeah.
you get to go and you have to make up the work. Well, when I stopped wrestling, I stopped getting eighth period off, and I was like, this is
I gotta
stupid.
go to
I got to
eighth
go to eighth
period.
period. This is dumb. And so I stopped going to eighth period. But I also developed a really bad habit my freshman year where I did not like my freshman English teacher, and she was first period. So I would just not go to her class. So I didn't go to her class. I didn't go to eighth period. And then when
What was her deal? You
I
just didn't
just
like
she
her?
didn't like me, bro. Like she, you ever had one of those teachers that just kept digging at you, like, just, and I couldn't spell for life of me, right? This is English. I can't spell. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really like talking in front of people. So she would just dig at me, yo.
Wow.
She just didn't like me. I didn't like her. So come 10th grade, when I chose not to do sports or anything like that, I continued to not go to school. And then I just decided I wasn't going to go to certain classes. And so it was spotty at best, right? I would make attendance, but then I'd just go home or I'd just do something random. And so it was like 10th grade was rough, right? So come my junior year, right? My junior year, I kind of straightened back out. I'm doing all my classes and stuff like that. But now I need to go from junior to senior. And the problem with that was I had three Englishes, Z.
Yeah, three what?
Three Englishes. So I didn't pass ninth grade English, but they let you go to 10th grade, right? I didn't pass
10th
10th
grade.
grade English, but they let you go. But I passed 11th grade English. So now I'm trying to be a senior next year. And my counselor looked at me. He looked at me in his face. He said, what type of school would we be if I allowed you to go to your senior year carrying three Englishes, Kenyatta? And I said, you'd be an awesome school. Like, you'd be the best school that I've ever been to, sir. I'm going to need you to let me go to my senior year. And so he's like, no, that's not going to happen. You got to repeat your junior year, and you got to clean up these Englishes. So I had to,
There wasn't a program for you to just do it
in the
the
summertime.
summertime.
So mind you, I still had to go to summer school because there was some stuff I had to clean up. So I still wanted to go in summer school,
Oh man.
and I worked, and I had and then I cleaned up some of my Englishes. So when I went to my senior, like, so I did two junior years. So I went to my senior year. I only had three classes. Like, I only had an English for my senior. I had a PT class, and then I had one other random class that I had to take an elective or something like that. So I only had three classes. So I was out by 10. By 10 o'clock, I was out. So I had to set a job. So I had a real
Mm-hmm.
job. So I'd go to work at night. I'd wake up. I mean, I wouldn't even go to sleep. I'd go to work at night. I'd come home. I'd shower, change, go to school, go to 10 o'clock, come home, sleep, and then go to my night job. So my night job was overnight. So I'd be there from like 5 to 5. Like, it was manual labor. It was crazy. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Culturally Incorrect. Please join us next time.